Warning, the following contains depictions of adult themes, drug use, and wanton violence, sometimes flat-out war crimes. Listener discretion is advised. This is Starforged, Stones of Fortune. Starring Carlos as Solrock, the Seer, Ramses as Merrick, the Unseen, Jose as Jimmy Rings, and Luke as Spike. And I am your guide, your host, your editor, and all those other things, Redstone, also known as Adam in these recordings.
Trustworthy, honorable, noble, yeah. I think we'll actually follow what the fuck he says, and keep some information and shit.
It's got a fucking body count, bro. People answering fucking people in the battle. That dude got followers there.
There's a word for that in Latin too. You know the Mad Max shit.
What?
What those motherfuckers? Yeah. Like witness me. Yeah. There's a Latin word for that. I don't know what it is. Where like the general, like the leader, he'll like go in head first into the like front of the line, killing as many people as he can before he dies. Rally everyone behind him.
God damn, bro.
Care what that word is, but yeah, great.
Are we ready?
Had him back.
I'm ready. How are you guys doing?
What were we using my phone for?
Because it was echoing for him if we have it on the speaker.
Okay.
So just keep it on the phone.
Okay, put my volume down? No, we're using my volume.
Your volume is, your phone is volume. You're at that.
Okay. Yeah. That's good. Good stuff. Adam, we good?
I'm good.
Word.
You guys good?
We good?
Cool. Alright, so when last we left, you guys were about to head to the Nimbus. You were walking out into the bodega when, as you enter it, it goes pitch black in the bodega.
Oh, shit. Okay.
I hit the ground.
Jimmy Rings turns on his fucking his flashlight on his helmet.
All right, you get a little bit of light peering out, but you have been in this kind of darkness before. This is the kind of darkness that Merrick can make, and it's that kind of like it goes for a little bit, and then quickly the darkness absorbs the light of your flashlights. So, like for a second there, it kind of worked, and you almost. And as you had the lights on for a second, Spike, who's like flat on the ground, falls, actually feels something like whoosh over his back. Like he ducked just in time.
I go, Merrick, is this you?
It's not. It's
fun.
And then the darkness goes away.
All right. It really wasn't you, Riz? Like legit, that was not Merrick. That was you, Merrick, for real.
The plot of this. Good. All right.
I start jotting that down in my notebooks, and I'm gonna add that page to my conspiracy board later.
No response from Merrick.
Do you guys? This is mystery. Do you guys still want to go check out the ship, or do we think?
Well, I'd like to know what just flew over my head.
Yeah, like I picked Luke up off the floor, and I'm like, why did he get? What the fuck? Like, did you not see that?
Oh,
I mean, I didn't see it.
down, so I did.
I'm also. My thing is, well, my first thought is maybe whatever was in the crystal is now out of the crystal. Since all of.
Yeah.
It sounded like all of the people that
Fucking
Diva
babies,
was working with were all presence users, and all very strong ones at that, especially using those crystals. I mean, and you can use the like kind of motions at Merrick. If Merrick didn't just make the darkness, yeah, I'm assuming they're out. But I was just gonna check the crystal to make sure that was still the case. But I don't. I mean, yeah, I. That's my belief.
Okay. Well, let's look around. Is there anything new in the room?
Do a gather information.
All right. Can I ask BB if he can like show us any outside of the ship recording or something like that? Like if he's got any footage of anything going on.
I rolled a 4 versus a 9 and a 7.
So you realize, so Spike realizes he's looking around the bodega. You rushed in here with a person who just had their legs amputated. You didn't spend any real time looking around. You're just like, yeah, there could be, there's nobody here that you do notice that there's nobody here that you see, in the main bodega part. There's no customers. Which is kind of rare. I mean, it's happened for you guys before, but yeah, usually when you show up, there are people here, like one or two at least, or somebody's in a side room. But yeah, you don't notice any of that. Wait, somebody else also asked a question.
Oh, is BB recording anything going on around outside of the ship? Because the ship's in the same vehicle bay, right?
You radio BB and like, hey BB, did you ask him that? And you don't get a response.
God damn it!
Run back to
I
the
jotted that down in my notes too.
God damn it! Quotation marks.
Yep.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah,
Can we
let's head to
go
the ship.
investigate the ship?
All right, I'm gonna pull out a fucking shotgun, just off the rear, and we're going.
Yeah, you got a shotgun.
All right, I'm taking point on this one. I'm just gonna walk in front, but let's see what's going on. Are we stacking up?
Back up.
All right, yeah, yeah. Someone's about to die.
You're around on the inside. Bram can do his darkness, guide you and shit. Me and Luke on the outside.
I'm part of the group, right? I'm with the group.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys are all together. Unless you want to split up, let me know.
Okay. All right. So Jimmy rings up front. You guys are coming?
Yep. Yep.
All right. I'm just gonna stack up and roll in.
All right, you approach the ship. One of the first things you realize is, so normally, like, yeah, it goes into, like, a rest mode, a sleep mode when you're all off the ship, but there's still, like, a few lights and whatnot to show you whatnot. This looks, the ship is the Nimbus is turned off, which you never see, especially since you've been running BB on board, because literally turning him, like, I mean, he can jump back and forth between the suit and the ship if you guys are close enough, but he can't do that if it's turned off. So.
Damn. Okay. That's good to know. For the future.
The ship is
But like, you guys just haven't turned it off before, ever. Like, you haven't turned it off all the way. Yeah, since you got
It's
that.
probably someone catching that shadow thing in there. The thought.
50.
All right. Okay. What do we roll for enter the fray?
No, so you guys enter the ship, and it is dark in there, but it's not like, the shadowness, darkness, it's just normal. Like, it's just dark in there. You're able to get... I'm assuming the first thing you probably do is go to main engineering, which is not too far from how you get in, and you get the engine back started. You head back there, and there is some damage on basically the power systems. You're gonna... This is something that any of you could rewire, but it's going to have to be rewired. And it's going to take time. So someone's going to actually have to sit here and work on that to get the power back on. And it's just going to be a face danger plus wits just to rewire it.
All right.
Oh, or a repair, which is also plus wits. So
I got a 1 versus a 3 and a 6. Still gives me a weak hit, right?
yes.
We're just gonna take it further.
So it just takes you a minute to like get this going. It takes you a little longer than you would think it would, and
Are we all just watching
Just-
him do it?
Stand guard.
Leave Jose to guard him while me and Carlos continue the search.
okay.
You down for that?
Yeah, and Mr. E is also going with you.
Oh yeah,
Um,
as well. Sorry, I forgot he's with us.
Yeah, you realize like he's looking at the control thing and he's like, "Yeah, you got this."
Right, Carlos.
So, but he goes with. So but he looks at you. So where are we going? What part of the ship next?
We gotta confirm if the crystal is either still containing the person or not, or at least gather as much information from the crystal as we can. So we're going to the
Sure.
crystal.
All right, you guys go back to the cargo bay.
Where's the dice?
Which one of you wants to do the gather information?
I think we both got 2, right?
Yeah.
So doesn't matter. All right, I got a 6 against the 7 and an 8.
Plus the 2, that's a strong hit. So you're able to, it's almost visually apparent that, so before, the crystal had, it just looked like it was reflecting a lot of light, but it was actually kind of radiating light in a little bit, just because it had so much energy inside of it. This looks dull. You can tell, I mean, there's just something about it, you're like, yeah, that looks empty. You hook it up to some of the systems that came with it, and like before, like when you disconnected it from all the systems, it was at like 40% battery life. This is at 0. So it definitely seems empty now. So if there was somebody inside of here, you are sure they are no longer there now.
Yeah, okay. I figured that was the case.
What?
So I alert on the comms. All right, guys. Our worst fear has been confirmed. This crystal is empty. Somebody's in the ship.
I don't know if that's my worst fear.
Somebody in your ship? That's like somebody running in your house, bro.
Damn, bro.
We brought him in there, though.
In the ship, and you brought him in there.
He's not outside of the ship.
Well, we don't know.
No, well, that happened inside the ship, right? The darkness. The darkness.
So was that Mr. E's.
I mean, that thing did fly over my head. We still don't really know what that was.
Yeah.
Was that Mr. E's.
Oh, that was a Mr. East. That wasn't in the ship.
That wasn't in the ship.
That was in the bodega. Yeah.
Okay. What the fuck?
Oh yeah, whatever was in the crystal is out.
Yeah.
Okay.
And at this point, you get the main power comes back on.
Yeah, this is like
The ship's booting up.
Yeah.
BB's like, "Don't do that." Wait, what?
Oh no.
Okay.
Hey guys, what happened?
Fuck.
Some fucking Dracula thing trying to eat this spike, bro.
Just check the ship. Are there any life signs besides us?
No. Currently, there are no life signs, but you all.
Were there any before you turned the fucking ship off?
Alright, what? Yeah.
Uh,
look at the logs.
I didn't turn the ship off. I don't have control over those systems because I haven't been given access. But he goes through. It's like, let me show you what's going on, and he shows you starting in the cargo bay. It's the crystals lying there, and then suddenly the feed it goes dark from the crystal. There's like darkness enveloping it, and then then the whole cargo bay, at least what the camera can see, is black. And then you're seeing the hallway out of the cargo bay that turns black, and then it turns black in engineering, and then there's like a second of a bit of a glow but it's like the camera flickers, but then that's the end of all of it. I detected some sort of life, but it was, unfortunately, that darkness really messes with my sensors, and so very quickly I detected nothing. So it is possible that a life form is still on the ship, but they'd have to be maintaining that. But currently, and then he brings up every camera in the ship, which isn't everywhere, but it's a lot of places. Currently, no place is dark, so they're not hiding in main engineering. They're not hiding in the cargo bay. They're not hiding in the helm. They're not hiding in your bedrooms. We have no cameras in the bathrooms, so if they're hiding anywhere, it would have to be there or the room that's the practice room.
All right, let's sweep the ship.
All right, Jimmy Rings is sweeping with his fucking shotgun. We got the buckshots in that thing.
Why you need to push them slug?
No, I don't want to breach the hull. Rather have a bunch of dudes flying at me.
So you guys are leaving the ship all armed and whatnot, and you can all hear that there is a ship that's actually landing right now, pretty close to you guys. So, but you definitely hear something. There's a weird like bloop bloop sound as like a ship goes through the field that like maintains the atmosphere inside the vault as you come into land. You've never really heard it yourself. You've never been outside. When you're inside the ship, you can't hear it. So this is new for you. But yeah, it draws your attention to see that there's a small ship landing, and it comes to land like 2 spots from you guys.
I look at the tree and I ask him, was he expecting anybody?
He looks and like pulls. He looks at his wrist. Oh wait, he wears short sleeve shirt, and he looks at that massive fucking watch he wears that you never remember how big it is till he's looking at it, and you kind of notice that it almost expands, like little dials pop up, and he goes, no, but they're not unfriendly. I mean, it looks like it's Mongoose, but no, I wasn't. I never expect Mongoose. He, I don't know.
Yeah, the Mongoose is here. Bunny's probably dead. Maybe not.
Okay. Well, Jimmy Rings tells BB to hail Mongoose, and that's what the fuck he's doing here. Can we get through to him?
You're hailing Mongoose?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you get through. He's literally like, oh, finally, like. Oh, no, you tell BB, and he's like, he's actually hailing us. I was about to tell you. He seems to urgently want to speak to you. And he just cuts him in. He's like, guy, we gotta go. I found Snuffle. I found their coordinates. We have to, I think there's something wrong. They haven't. Sorry, I'm jumping ahead of myself as sometimes I do.
I'd be like, nah, we get it.
Okay, cool. I don't know. It's been a while since I've seen you. But
okay.
Yeah, I've got the coordinates to Snuffle. We need to get moving because I think there's got to be something wrong out there.
Knuckles.
Who is this person?
Is that what we agreed on?
So to rewind,
I think you might
we'll
miss
do
that question.
That was
There's a-
question.
yeah, that was the future session. You guys met an old version of Mongoose and an old Snuffle, who's a bunny person who was a tech and had captured the remaining bit of like Legion and reprogrammed it and put it into your ship to help you guys navigate home. But then Legion like disappeared because timey-wimey stuff. You know, there a pair of ducks would show up.
That was like we were following the jellyfish thing and ended up in that feature.
And then,
like following
like,
them.
everyone was dead with Mr. E's, and we found them there.
Yeah, they were held up by Mr. E's. Mr. E was gone.
He's a survivalist.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Like a soldier kind of line. I don't know. Maybe it was Anosm. I don't remember.
Did I know that matter?
You were there, yes. Jimmy Rings was there, but Merrick missed it.
Merrick how do we know Mongoose?
Merrick was gone missing on the side mission.
How did we first meet Mongoose?
He was
Mongoose was the pilot how you first met him was he was pissing on the Nimbus. And did not realize that the ship bay he was in was not a bathroom. He was fucking blitzed out of his mind. He's been on some missions with you. He seems to be able to jump back. Like his consciousness can go back in time, and he's had to loop himself a few different times. He's got if you ever saw. Oh shit! What was the name of that movie with Tom Cruise? And every time he dies,
Live, Die, Repeat.
Live, Die, Repeat. It's like that, but he doesn't have to die. He can also make himself jump back.
Yeah.
So
Can we change Snuffles' name to Pepper?
Pepper Snuffles the Third.
All right, Pepper Snuffles.
cool.
I know him as Pepper.
But yeah, it's Snuffle. Pepper Snuffles the Third is someone who you met in the future, but had mentioned that like they had come back in the past when you guys at a time where you had disappeared. So, seemed capable, competent, but he was a lifelong friend of Mongoose, who the guys are like, we're like the last freedom fighters left against these snake things that killed everything.
Mongoose is crazy.
Yeah. He's also a little crazy. He's got a problem with like remembering time because he's done things so many times and gotten so confused.
Alright, so I know we gotta go get Pepper. We got this thing that's either on our ship or in the bodega. What?
This is probably in the bodega at this point. We're gonna probably have to handle this first. What?
Can we even like sweep the bodega properly, or is it just so fucking interdimensionally weird?
Can we ask Mr. E to assist? Yeah, like do a little sweep scan of his shit or something like that. Like he's got access to something. He's got to.
Yeah, he's got some stuff. Well, like first off, I should start off with this. So you guys are off the ship. You were already off the ship when you saw the ship landing. I forgot what Mongoose's ship is called, but we'll figure that out later. Mr. E his watch just keeps growing to the point where now it's like the size of a record, like a vinyl record, and there's just all these things on it, and he's like, there's definitely some problems here. And he's looking at you, and he's there. You really recognize this time that his face does not actually move. It is just feelings that are being projected from that body to you. But he is scared. But his face, again, absolutely deadpan, and it's just there's so much emotion and so lack of emotion on the face that's where you notice that. But he he starts running into the bodega.
We follow right behind his ass. Let's go.
All right, you guys follow him. He goes into the main bodega. And runs for the center part where the bar and grill part in the middle, where he usually stands and has the griddle on one side and it's got all the drinks on another. And he looks expectantly at you guys as he moves something out of the way, and there's a big button, and he's waiting, and it's very obviously he's waiting for you guys to get on the platform. You guys jump on the platform, he hits the button, and what you're standing on starts descending just right down below the bar and grill into it's weird because as you start going under the floor, and you don't feel any motion. That's all part of this, is you're not feeling it move, but your vision is that the bar is going in front of you, and it just gets dark, and then it suddenly is light above you, and you're moving upwards into a completely different space. It's a wide open space. There's a lot of you're seeing a lot of white light, and it's very blinding at first. So it takes you a minute to start actually recognizing any shapes as you climb up into you're rising up to a platform that gets into your vision, and you're still having trouble. It's just so bright that it's hard to make out beyond there's this platform and it's some steps, and as soon as it hits before it's all the way level, Mr. E grabs it, throws himself up, and just starts sprinting along what path is visible, because it's like a dark stone in just white nothingness, which looks a little freaky because there's very quickly turns into some stairs and then turns, but they look like they're just hovering in this white infinite.
All right. We chase after him in the white infinite.
Mr. E, what the fuck?
Yeah, he is just booking it. He is down. He is very quickly moving out of sight as he's still moving. He's climbing upwards. It's very quick. It's so bright that it's hard to see him, but he's definitely climbing, and you can see the path he took. If you want to pursue, you can pursue. You're getting messages from a mongoose who's like, "Wait, where did you guys just go? Literally, I told you I need some help saving Snuffle. This ship is not that good."
I see Mr. E running, and I'm like, nah, I'm alright.
Okay.
I don't know. Y'all want to chase?
I mean, something's going on here.
I'll chase him if anybody wants to follow.
Yeah.
Yeah, go.
Cool.
We'll have to ride.
I'll go.
Alright.
I mean, it's a presence user, bro.
Mr. E?
That's it's the presence user that got out of the crystal. It's now Mr. E's, and he's running to see what's going on.
Oh yeah, I'm going.
So.
No, isn't it Mr. E that's running away? Just going into his own secret vault or something?
He doesn't think he's scared of something.
Yeah.
So he's scared of something.
Is he chasing after some animal? Oh, we don't know, right? He just
You don't know. If you want to gather. If Carlos, if you want Soul Rock to do an empathy, if you want to roll plus heart and see because he's sending emotions and they're kind of overwhelming, and you're the only one that could kind of pick through that right now.
Carlos is thinking of vibes, man.
Let's go with dice. Alright. I got a 4 versus a 6 and a 7.
So that is 4 plus 3. That is so it's a weak hit. You know that he is how is it? He is trying to. He's running at the person. You're getting the impression he is chasing after whatever is in the ship or inside the bodega. but you're also getting the feeling. So you're torn because you get that from him, but you have a sense now that you reach out, you think you can feel something, and it's back the way you came. Like you need to like reverse this and go back to the bar and grill part. That's what your feelings tell you.
The thing is at the bodega, we're like under it, like the underground thing that Mr. E opened up. Or
yes. Yeah. Where you guys? Oh no. It feels like it's back where you were before, because you guys. The problem is that your orientation, it keeps flipping. Like it's flipped a couple times at this point. So it's always, the bodega is a very confusing place. There's stuff where I've described it to you. So you guys, when you come into the bodega, when you come as a ship, you then land on the shell, but then you go into the shell to go into the bodega. But you're sure you land on the shell on the inside, and the place doesn't make sense. So your feeling is you need to go back to the bar and grill part, though. That's where you're like, no. He's running the wrong way.
Yeah.
That's where I'm feeling. There is something there that isn't what everybody else is. Like it's just hard for you to like. You don't have any good connection on what that feeling is, but there is some life form there.
Okay.
I'm trying not to use the word presence for us using the presence.
Yeah, we kind of restricted ourselves with that one.
Well, it's like you feel a presence in the presence. So.
Well, make up another word for it. Come on.
So we want to split up, like me and Ram keep chasing Mr. E, you and Jimmy go check out what you just felt.
Yeah, so I shout out that it's back there. What y'all think?
Does Mr. E, when Carlos says it's back there, does Mr. E change direction, or does he keep going and keep going?
You guys take a moment to just let him feel that, and he's already. You can hear his footsteps, but they are fat. He's running, and like you're sure that when you shouted, he would have heard you, but you don't hear any change in the footsteps at all.
Okay. Interesting. I kind of want to see where he's going. We could check out what you just said. Then, so.
I mean, if you want to chase after him, you absolutely could.
Okay. Carlos, why don't you and Jose go check out what you just felt, and then me and Ram will chase Mr. E. You good with that, Ram? Cool.
You should just on the chart.
Yeah.
We comlink the dude to be like, yo, we're gonna be like 2 minutes.
Yeah. Tell Mongoose we gotta do some shit here first.
Okay. I mean, he's like, shit, I'll be honest, guys, this is my first time around for this one. What is happening? How can I help? Because it sounds like something's happening.
Lock down the ships. Let us know if anything comes over there.
Yeah, do like constant sweeps of the outside of the ship bay, our ship.
Hell yeah, I'm on it. Do you mind if I snag one of the not one of your personal ascendancy Max? Do you mind if I grab one of those the human made ones? I'm gonna try to like rig it into doing another pair of eyes for a sweep.
Yeah, whatever.
Alright, yeah, go ahead, BB.
Cool. So he's doing that. He's got yeah, he's gonna keep the entire outside, basically the parking lot. The parking lot will be watched.
Cool.
Who is running after Mr. E?
Me and Merrick. Spike and Merrick.
Okay.
I'm sorry if I punch a hole through something.
Soul Rock are heading back to the bodega. All right. Oh, okay. So unfortunately, the guys that are trying to get back to the bodega, Soul Rock and Jimmy Rings, you're realizing you hit the button again, and it doesn't do anything. And you guys are looking around, and you're trying to find there's other stuff around here, and you're just trying to figure out the mechanism to get it going, and it's kind of, you're at that point where you're just not able to think super straight, because the adrenaline, you're like, shit, I've never been on this before. How does this button's not working? And eventually one of you finds another switch, you flick it, and it finally starts moving, and it starts agonizingly slowly going down. And then we watch, and as you guys start moving, you're watching Spike and Merrick start chasing after Mr. E, which, to be honest, this chase is actually fairly simple or straightforward. It's that this path seems very clearly... it's a little scary because it really does feel like you are walking up these elevated pieces of like stone, and you don't stop to look. It's just so bright, but it looks like if you were to... and this thing's kind of wide. It's just wide enough where as you're running on it, you're like, well, I don't think I see a wall, but I can't see down. You're not sure what would happen if you stepped off the stone. So you just focus on that. And you're hearing the footsteps, and at a certain point, you hear a bit of a squeak, almost as if somebody was running and the stone was a little slick. But it's like they turned to pivot, and then you hear a door open, and you hear like some mechanisms, and it just takes you a second to get up there. And you find Mr. E. So suddenly you finally find there's like a door in this whiteness, and you step through it, and you're back into what actually feels like a room finally. And this must be like the main storeroom or something. It is just gigantic, but you can see that there's walls. You can see that this is actually there's obviously artificial lighting that's casting light on stuff. And Mr. E is heading, he's at some shelves and is digging around, and he pulls out what you guys recognize as an Azoth, the lightsaber type thing. He pulls out one of those big cases, pops that open, and it also looks like it's got some extra stuff on it. It looks like it's been modified. It looks very DIY'd. Like, it definitely, like, the ones you had found were clearly military weapons that somebody professionally made, and this looks like somebody hacked it. And there's wires coming out, there's solder, there's bits that, like, it's clearly, there's some parts that are, some sort of adhesive has just been glunked on it. But he looks at that. Go ahead.
No, go for it.
Okay. But yeah, he turns around and looks at you guys, and he's like, I've just got the one in, don't you guys have your own?
Yeah, we've got some of these.
Okay. This is gonna be bad. And then so he clips that thing to his belt. Well, actually, it's not really bad. It clips it because he's wearing the denim overalls. I guess he just shoves it. Oh, I think it's actually got one of those like painter brush things where he just shoves this thing in there, and just digging through another case and pulls out just a comically like just a box with a button. And it's got clearly like the telescoping antennas, but that's still closed. And he's like, all right, I'm ready to go. You guys ready to face this?
What do you mean by this? What do you know?
Whatever this can't be good. This is something that got here and clearly doesn't want to be seen. It snuck in here. I'm not sure what it is. I just figure... if it doesn't want to be seen, it's probably out to get us.
All right, let's go then. I like your thinking.
Yeah, and then he's... oh, wait. If you two came this way, that means they took the lift?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shit. That means we have to take the long way.
What's the
And he
long
starts
way?
leading. What was that?
What's the long way?
No, not the wrong way. The long way.
Oh no, that's what I'm gonna say. What is the long way?
We got to go through. So he points down. So like I mentioned, you're in a giant warehouse. You're at like one end of it. He points to you. He's like, you can't see the other end of this warehouse. He like it's. I mean, the thing is, it's also on a sphere that's small enough that you can like, but it's beyond the horizon. Which the horizon isn't like miles and miles away. It's like a few miles away though. Just like
Gotta take the interdimensional stairs.
yeah, it was like I took us through the shortcut to get the back. Now we got to go. Well, or we could call. You know what? And he's like, we'll just wait a second. And he hits a button, and we cut back to. It is Jimmy Rings and Soul Rock. They're on that tube. It's switched positions again. It is you are coming out of the bar and the grill, and there's nobody here. At least not at the moment. You've lost your. Unfortunately, in your panic to try to get the thing moving, because it just like was a total pain in the ass, you've lost connection to your locating presence power. If you want to give that another shot, you could reestablish that with another plus heart roll.
Yeah, alright.
Who's rolling for the plus heart?
Hell yeah. This is empathy thing. I got a 3 versus a 4 and a 2.
Sweet, that is a strong hit. You actually had seen. You've been through the door that you're feeling the where you're detecting the strong emotion of destruction, hate, kill. It's very, very clear now. You've been in the near part of the back room of the bodega at least once. Ooh, one of the times you found, Soul Rock found, and Jimmy Rings, you found Mr. E's corpse, or at least the robot body that had been broken. You know what door that is. That is the door of which this being has like gone through. And you guys are able to, like, it just takes forever for this thing to finally get up. But you jump out of there, you sense that presence, you run for that door, and you guys are through it. And, yeah, this warehouse is fucking gigantic. There have been some, basically droid, defenses. They're basic droid they are destroyed. On the side of, like, as you come through, like, there is a security system of like robot beings that they are cut in half. They like as if someone with a laser sword just went right through them and has hacked. There's a lot of defense, like artificial being corpses littered between you and out in the way, and you can hear in the distance this like like it cutting through being after being. You hear blasters, and I'm assuming you guys are running forward.
Yeah, we're running right to it.
Yeah.
Alrighty, you guys are running. So in the end, you've got two groups running at each other. You've got whatever is cutting down all these robots, followed by Jimmy Rings and Soul Rock. You've got Spike and Merrick chasing Mr. E, who's also in this warehouse. And Mr. E, unfortunately, he is just outpacing you. You can actually hear the body that he's in start making weird noises, like it's pushing itself beyond its capacities, and you know that it's artificial, but it is just chunking fast, and yeah, you guys start running. You're running behind, and by the time you guys and you make it at the same time, you can. There's just off to the side. There is out of this main corridor is just a flurry of a red light and a blue light as Mr. E and the teacher are just fucking going at it, like two Yodas just engaging in battle,
Okay.
and it is fucking nuts. As you guys like come to the group together, so it's like they're over here, so you guys like come up together, and then like so you're seeing each other as then you can turn. Mr. E tosses the box that you guys saw before. That's just basically a box with a button with a clear topper and a antenna, and one of you catches it. I mean, he tosses it. It's nice and like a nice underhanded throw. You catch it easy, and in your heads, you hear "Fly, you fools!"
Where?
What's in the box?
And so you were hearing just a very direct in your head. It's like the box is going to self-destruct this. You have to get out of here and detonate this place.
Yeah. We're gonna blow this motherfucker up.
What was that?
Like, no, Mr. E! And Jimmy Rings is like carrying me off, like Boromir and the Hobbits.
Like you remember, when you combine, you are stronger than anything. And you can tell he's trying to tell you more things, but like he's so engaged in battle, and you keep getting like hints of static. Like he tries to say something, but it won't go. And he tries to say something, and but he's like you're strong. When you combine, you are stronger than anything. Go. Yeah, and it seems like he wants to say more, can't seem to figure out how to say more, is struggling just to concentrate, and is sad to see you guys go. But it's like you feel a desperation that he wants you to survive, and a sorrow that this feels like a goodbye. Very clearly, he's trying to transmit how sad he is to say goodbye.
Carlos, tell him we're sad.
Empathize.
But yeah, let's get back to the ship before this place blows the fuck up.
So we're all gonna board the ship. Can we just grab something out of Mr. E's like area? Is there anything lying around we can pick up?
Sure. I mean, you guys are running through his warehouse, so I mean, you don't have time to like really pay attention to what you're grabbing, but if you want to grab some stuff and just throw it.
They're like going along, like basically was running. Jose starts seeing that. I start seeing Jose like just grab that like with the best thing that he can see and grab. So I start doing the thing.
Alright, so me and Carlos we each got like a little bag of shit or something.
Cool.
A small potato sack.
Yeah, so you guys start getting on the ship. I'm assuming you're telling Mongoose about some of this so that he actually gets the mech to actually he put his ship on autopilot, so he quickly like lands the mech into the Nimbus and is like, there's no time. I'm riding with you guys. And he's like he's got a USB thing, and he's like, I've got the coordinates with me. Sounds like we gotta go.
On autopilot.
Oh, the ship's coming with us then? His ship's coming?
No, his ship, he's got to leave it behind because he can't. He just had it on like patrol, like that way he'd get alerted if he saw something, and there was nothing
Yeah.
He's like, fuck it. There's no time.
All right, let's go.
Well,
All right. You guys start take off out of the bodega, or taking off from the parking spot, basically. And as you guys are heading towards the exit, you actually see that the regular space that you're used to, that's just kind of blackness, kind of gives way to actual regular space, and you guys actually find yourselves in regular. You're back in a universe at least, but you see, like, there's a fucking planet, you see a moon, there's a star over there, there are stars in the sky. In Mr. E's, that's not normal. And you guys come out of Mr. E's, and the thing is just flying in through regular space, and you have that device with the button.
Here's his ass, Carlos. Sherlock fucking take.
Oh, well, I can't anymore.
Did somebody push the button?
Yeah, Carlos. Carlos.
smash that button.
All right.
Like I said, don't press on it.
And you watch as the bodega is like the size of a moon, and it's got that like white kind of it looks almost like an egg, but the border's kind of blurry, and it just shrinks and just like shrinks super quick, turns into like a point, and it's just you get a weird, and actually specifically Soul Rock in particular, he gets hit hard with it. Not that it's painful, it's just a weird, like, you're much more attuned to it. But all of you have been connected to the presence, especially through the space weed. But you feel like this ripple of, like, literally that part of the universe just, like, is gone. And everything else kind of rushed forward with it. Taking all of it, like, it just cut itself out of the universe and is just gone now. Yeah.
Did we remember that girl with no leg, Eva?
Oh yeah, she in the
That you guys don't remember grabbing her?
There was no time.
But here's the. But Davey's like, hey everybody, just to let you know, we do your intruder pulled herself back on the ship a bit ago. Sorry, you guys were in such a hurry, I forgot to mention it.
Probably crawl back to the bed.
Bro, I swear to God, if I should have gone.
Oh shit! Yeah, I thought we killed her, dog.
No, Diva is on the ship with you. When you actually go back and find her, she has crafted incredibly shitty but serviceable prosthetic limbs. Basically, she cobbled them together from whatever was in that medical room and got herself moving real quick. But yeah, one of the things you also notice is when you find her again, she doesn't have any of the crystals in her. So at the last time you saw her, they were very obviously protruding from her arms, and like around, like she had a lot of crystals on her, and you don't see any of those now. Which, Merrick, that was when I had you do that, gather information to see if you noticed, and you failed. So you missed the fact that she used to have a lot of crystals on her, and she didn't.
Alright, so let me know this now. Can we ask her?
Yeah, so she is, ask her what?
About the crystals?
Oh, she... well, Well, first, like, so you guys find her on the ship, and you're just like, hey, what happened to your crystals? She's like, well, I'm not sure. I'm still trying to figure out what happened to me to begin with, and how I got my legs crushed. You mentioned, I mean, I understand the thing fell on me, but since you mentioned maybe I was put in a crystal, maybe they got absorbed into the main crystal. That's the best I can come up with.
I put my hand on her shoulder, and I just say, could have been worse.
Wait, you say what?
That's it. It could have been worse.
Could have been worse, yes. No, she's, yeah, I think, I mean, this, I can still get this fixed. I mean, this sucks, but yeah, I'm alive. I'm still, so did you guys figure out how I got into the crystal? Because I think I have a...
No clue. Do you remember anything at all from pre-crystal entrance? Entry?
No, so, but I got a message from my teacher while we were in the bodega, and she told me to get onto your ship. Like, however I could do it, like,
Oh, why was your teacher fighting our friend?
Wait, what?
Yeah,
He
it
was
was fighting
fighting your...
hands in the back. Yeah.
We just had to blow up a whole fucking best bodega in the universe because your teacher was there acting an ass.
I don't know. The only she attacked who was she attacking?
Mr. E, the one and only.
I mean, I don't know. She said a lot of this was all to attack a greater evil than even Legion. That there was a being. She never gave it a name, but it was like this being that like manipulated time, manipulated people. Like it lived outside of the universe and was directly twisting things for its own amusement. And she was convinced she was close to finding it and would destroy it. But I mean, I've met Mystery. He always seemed like a pretty decent guy to me. Like, he's a little weird. I mean, but adepts are always weird. What?
I go like, no, it adds up.
He's the homie though.
Yeah, you know.
I mean, like, adepts are smart, but they're not like beings outside of the universe. Like, they're just humans that take drugs that can see stuff better. Like, I mean, you can do it with the crystals too. Like, it's not that.
Yeah, no, I mean, I don't even want to explain what he is.
Damn. So
you're saying Mr. E was this great evil that the teacher was always going.
Yeah, he wasn't just no adept.
I mean, I'm just saying, like good and evil, you know, it's whatever. Like, you're cool with me, I'm cool with you, it's fine. What you do is your business.
Dang, Mr. E the whole time. It's just like being outside of reality, manipulating shit.
Well, like, that's where the bodega was.
Yeah.
Mr. E,
and if
you were there.
When we went to the future, there was some weird shit we found with his body.
He was like an android, and there was like a little thing in his thing, his stomach, where like there was like a little thing controlling him.
Yeah.
But we don't know what that is. It's like a mental or something. Oh shit! It's on the secret.
That works.
That sounds fucking weird, guys.
Yeah.
I'm saying, it was cool with me.
And
you
this is when, like, Mongoose like pops his head in. And he's like, "Hey, I got a weird. Where we came out is actually where I was gonna try to take us. We're at the system. I've actually got the Luminous Sorrow, which is the ship that Snuffle told me he was on when he came in. I actually have it on sensors. Like now.
Work out.
Yeah, be like, don't think about it. Like, that's not fun.
I'm just saying, it really seems like Aaron pulled another one out of his hat at the last minute again. Like, he literally, I don't know what I got a message from him, and it was to make sure stick with my friends, because my friends are gonna save the day. So I mean, I assumed part of that was Snuffle, but I mean, sounds like it might also be you guys. So I mean, another reason why to ditch the ship, right?
Easy enough, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, you guys get you're able to actually get a scan from the system. You see that the ship, that the Luminous Sorrow, it's like it was in that bit in the beginning of the session where, yeah, unfortunately the back half of the ship is gone. So its main engines are gone. It looks like it has actually got itself into a little bit more stable of an orbit. You guys are able to get up and connect to it, and there's only 3 passengers on board. There are 4. But one of them is basically, like, you hail them and you find out that there's 3 people that are conscious on board, and there's a suit that they found out in here. That they're not sure what's up with it. There seems to be life signs, but it's ambiguous. So you've got Snuffle, who's actually like patched up this ship a little bit. Got the basically he's kept them breathing for the last 70 hours. There's that kind of cat-looking thing that I sent. The Reginald Dobby is on this ship.
I gotta see him. Oh, there. Don't put him up.
And there's Luna Becker, who is she's wearing like a pilot suit, but it's very flashy. It's got a lot of Spike would recognize this. There is kind of there are things people wear when they've done like special, like the longer journeys across the forge, or there's competitions and shit, and this lady, she's got like a whole thing of very, like, they're all niche things, but they're all pretty prestigious. You're like, holy shit.
Pepper.
Snuffles.
Pepper Snuffles up there.
Pepper Snuffle. Yeah, Pepper.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the last is you've when you guys dock with the Luminous Sorrow and start getting people on board. Another thing is there's like a sealed suit that is like completely. It looks like a spacesuit, but it doesn't have a lot of the same. It doesn't look like. It looks like it should be a spacesuit, but it doesn't seem to actually be made for high vacuum, even though it survived it. It's almost like it's a containment system, but it's definitely shaped in like a humanoid form. Basically, like Snuffle, Pepper Snuffles III has not had the time to actually check this out so much, but they had detected the life signs from the suit and had actually done some pretty crazy. You get to hear the story later if you want it. But basically, they used the hatches that had that was blocking off the air. They'd use those to like jettison a little bit of air at a time on different sides to get it to move the bulk of the rest of the ship to go out and rescue this person, or get this suit that has life signs on it and get it. But they've only recently done that. He was able to get them out of the spiraling orbit. So, like, honestly, they Pepper like kicked ass with this, and like they were actually going to be fine for a while if it had taken you how to get here, but we're clearly like eventually they were going to crash into this moon and die terribly. But yeah, so he's super thankful that you guys are there. Mongoose actually weird because it's another like he is just For Snuffle's point of view, he's meeting all of you for the first time. For this guy's point of view, he knew that guy for like 35 years. So
Snuffles, you son of a bitch! How the hell are you?
yeah, he's like, oh my god, I'm so glad to finally see you again. After I know this doesn't make any sense. Like he's been through this before, this kind of a process where like he's having trouble explaining the time he's experienced, and but after a little bit of feeling awkward, then you see him go off and he pulls a flask out of under his jacket and just really chugs something down on that. He gets very drunk very quickly off whatever it is he's drinking.
He's a rabbit. Part rabbit.
He's like looking at it, laughing it up.
But the rabbit is thankful you guys saved them all. Is really curious about your ship. He's never seen a ship like this before because it's his first time in like this side of this reality. So
yeah, it's bigger on the inside. Don't think about it too much.
Yeah, no, I mean that's part of like he's like this is tremendous. I'm so curious to learn how all of this works. Are any of you an engineer that could explain it?
Like I said, don't think about it too much.
I go like, you ever watch Doctor Who?
No, I don't. What?
I'll show you later.
Yeah.
Okay. But you get. He doesn't seem like he's confused, but he's more excited. He's not scared of this. He's just like, I want to learn how this works. The other two people of the crew, they honestly they look a little sullen looking. They're happy to be rescued. You can tell from both of them, they were sure they were already dead. There's like they're elated to be alive, but there's a certain part of them that was just like, you're getting a feeling something happened during that time that kind of bothered both of them. You're not sure what, but there's like a heaviness hanging over them.
Can I try my empath?
Oh, hell yeah.
It's a 2 versus a 3 and a 6.
There's a weak hit. So you are... Yeah, so you get... Unfortunately, like, so you just kind of generally try to get it off both of them. But you... Basically, they're both focused. They're both kind of a little bit haunted by a particular incident where... So you start realizing that Reginald Dobby and Pepper Snuffles III are both indentured servants. Basically, you get a flood of information. Part of it is that both of these non-human creatures were created by a corporation and basically leased out. So they're not so much indentured servants as slaves. Genetically created, and when the chaos of the ship happened, Snuffles made sure to throw their captors. There were 3 guards on the ship, and he took care of them in a rather brutal way. Like it wasn't super. It was nothing beyond what was. He didn't take any shit. One of them. He knocked him in the head with like just a big old wrench, and one of them was alone, and he just kept beating him with a wrench until that guy was definitely dead. But it was just like he made sure that guy didn't get back up, and used the weapon to get the other 2 into an airlock, and then used them being pushed out as actually part of the motion that saved them to get them into a stable orbit. So he literally used them to save.
Fucking engineer.
Carlos is like there. Korok is whispering this in my ear. And after he's done, I take off my shoes and my socks, and then I hand each Dobby and Pepper one sock.
And they both look at you like, what the fuck is this?
You're free now. It's okay.
I mean, I was already free, but okay.
You're freer now.
So you get the impression she was
I go like, it's a custom of their people.
okay.
Don't
Weird.
think about
What,
it too much.
so yeah, she puts it in a pouch that she has. Like, oh, all right. Wait, are they the socks you were wearing?
They're the only ones I had on hand. Do what you gotta do.
Yep. I mean, I get it. You're pulling straight from the right from the book. So, yeah. Yeah. So I mean, So they are happy to be aboard, but they're a little freaked out by. I mean, because this only happened like the last couple days. They hadn't seen anyone die before. They haven't seen fighting before. You will find out, like, the more you talk to them, that they came from a world where there wasn't a giant war happening. So they were but there's a lot of slavery, real fun.
Mm-hmm. Like tiny creature slave corporation type deal.
Artificial creature.
Huh?
Artificial creature segregated down.
Oh.
Like some Kaminoan type shit.
Okay, I see.
It's closer to... Yeah, it's kind of more to the Kaminoans, but basically they would take beings from the core, from back in their home world, like bunnies, cats, like animals that they had already domesticated or whatever, and augmented their intelligence and their physical form to make them closer to be, like, have human capabilities in some things, but then not be people, so then they're legally to be able to be made and legally owned, because they're not people. They're not people, even though they're clearly people. So
We're not.
Yeah.
We're not.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, and some of them are treated better than others. It also depends on what they're...
questions.
What was that?
I have so many inappropriate questions.
Sure. I mean, you can ask. You get
No.
Reginald Dobby looks like he'd be happy to answer whatever your question. He could use a distraction.
Do they eat?
Pepper Snuffles. What was that?
Do they eat?
Yes, they eat. Oh, they are all quite hungry. There wasn't enough rations on. That was a transport ship. They're only supposed to be on that ship for like an afternoon, and so they haven't eaten in a while. So.
Well, cool. We got a bunch of supplies, right?
Yeah, we got some supplies there. Yeah.
Yeah, they chow down.
Have you ever had an edible?
I eat edible things all the time. What are you talking about?
Sorry, let's give him a special treat.
All right, I'm not sure which one he means, so I just give him a mushroom.
Jesus Christ.
Cool. I mean, you get a Pepper Snuffles the Third's like, this is drugs. I haven't ever got to do drugs.
I go, what? It's a mushroom.
Oh, I'm so excited. Oh, fuck yeah. God, it tastes like dirt.
I'm like, look at it. It's a dried mushroom.
It just tastes like dirt, though.
That's part of it. I go, yeah, they do.
So he gets high as shit. You guys eventually explain what's going on here. Because basically, they've been confused. But, I mean, they've just been floating out here for a while. They're just like, wait, we don't recognize your ship. You guys don't have humanoid animal creatures in your world? You guys are at war with what? floating snake ship beings. What?
Don't have like death snakes.
Oh, and then he's like, "Oh, we had a thing like when you guys eventually get to the Legion stuff." He's like, "Oh, we had a thing like that happen for a while in where I lived. But you're able to detect it. There's certain like you can make things that'll detect them visually. If you want, I can start working on those for you."
Like, yeah, right now.
Okay.
Sure, cool. I mean, it'll take me a little while, and you think there's a chance we could? Do we know? Oh, have you guys captured any of Legion's people ever?
Nah,
Or do you know anybody who is Legion for sure?
We kill more than we capture usually.
That's fine. Do you guys know of any? Is there anybody who you failed to capture who you know is Legion?
Is there?
I mean, there's the big boss guy,
Big boss guy?
and then there's Nas.
and there's Nas.
Now that they got this Legion.
Yeah, I forgot.
That
Is he
one,
like
that one
not-
is all Legion.
Yeah, that's like Nas.
Oh.
Yeah. But it's not Nas.
Holy
Yeah. What do we
Dude,
call
there's a
it?
ghost in this room.
Sam.
There's a fucking ghost in this room.
What?
There's a fucking ghost in this room. He grabs you and he's pointing at Nas. There's a fucking ghost in this room.
You can see Nas.
Oh, that's just
Yeah, dude.
What, you guys all have ghosts?
I've never fucking seen a ghost. You guys just have ghosts flying around all the time? What the fuck?
Nas, bro.
This is that guy.
Just Nas.
He's cool, man. He's full of wisdom.
He spits some bars every now and then.
Yeah, Legion wants to capture him, you know.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. Weird. Why does he want to capture him?
I don't know, something about enlisting all the Force users to fight their war.
Fuck. Yeah, okay, I get that. If he's some sort of leader, that makes sense. Damn.
Here we go.
What's gonna
Yeah,
take?
could you teach Phoebe how to make that thing?
How to
Or
do what?
How to make that thing that can see the forest creatures, or
I think
do we
he's
need
like,
to
I
capture?
gotta figure
or
it
do we need
out.
to capture someone in the spawn?
I mean, the thing is, if we just go to a populated place too, if you know that there might be Legion people there, we could check that out. I mean, because the thing is that just because we detected it in basically the AI that we had that kind of cropped up, it had a very particular way it communicated. Like it was on a you're just able to pick it up with basically a certain kind of detector, and you could just see it coming off of them. But it seems unlikely that they would use the exact same frequency that the other ones did. So what I need to do is build the detector and then go to a place where there's likely to be Legion, and then I can cycle through and tune it. But yeah, I just got to figure, like, until that's just the thing. It's like, you got to have some way to, like, the quality control. Otherwise, you don't know if it's broken or if the person's just not Legion, and then that's not a good test. Man, what if you just had a test that just always gave you negative, and you're like, yeah, everyone's fine, it's totally cool.
Can we go to like the little Legion outpost or something?
Oh, I mean, you guys got to remember, yeah, there's Covenant space and Prometheus space is over, like, Legion is all over there. So you guys could go there. Yeah.
Alright,
I really quick, since when you guys are kind of far away from regular space because you were out in just past the Outlands, but you do get a communication from You Get a Viral News. And I'm going to play that, actually. This is Viral News with your host, the Madman Mike on the mic. Viral News is brought to you via computer virus, thus diverting all of the triumvirate propaganda machine to make sure you get the news you need most. Viral News, the only news source you can trust. This is the Madman Mike on the mic coming at you from our secret base with your viral news for Stardate 3.141 592 653. First up, Viral News is able to confirm that all of the Black Gates recently opened. I repeat, all of the Black Iron Gates opened. While the gates were only open for a couple seconds, most reports also include sightings of strange ships emerging from them. After headlines, we'll speak to our go-to expert on all things weird, including the Black Gates, astrophysics, and the Ascendancy, the adept Aram Taram, when he'll explain how all of these gates technically opened at the same time in the rest frame of a planet in the wasted margin sector, why that's important, and what they mean when they say that these ships are from the wider multiverse. Personally, I'm quite excited for the interview, as all of this sounds like technobabble to me. But the gates aren't our only big story. By the time you hear this broadcast, you've likely already been subjected to the announcement by the entity known as Legion, announcing their Zombie Initiative, openly recruiting any and all to join them. Legion claims to have subverted all the ills of the human condition, as well as death itself. Reports from Covenant Space describe a split within the populace, some happily joining, others violently opposing it. As Legion is now actively and openly redistributing supplies and wealth across both Promethea and Covenant Space, the uber-rich of Covenant Space are fleeing. We have multiple sightings of Bill Bezos and Montgomery T. Husk's luxury space yachts heading towards Mormon Federated Space. Tracking information of both ships is being linked in the doobly-doo, so if any pirates or anything find that interesting, well, that's not my problem. Hashtag eat the rich. Speaking of space travel, hyperspace storms have continued to increase. While this hasn't been an issue for Legion, the rest of us are having to rely more and more on adept-piloted ships, as most of hyperspace is now impossible to navigate for unaugmented humans. Communications through the Weave indicate that adepts trained in piloting across the Forge are banding together to create a new guild. We'll continue to update you on that as it develops.
What's wrong with that? Stop it, kid. You're not gonna do that.
Sorry, I missed that. I had to plug back in my headphones. What was that?
I said we need to get some info on these dudes and lock this shit down.
Yeah, so that's what's going on in the wider world while you guys have been a little occupied. Yeah. Oh shit! It's already 3:30. How much longer are you guys feeling like playing? Do you guys want to take a break soon? Or like take a stop soon? Or how you doing?
I mean, Ram's asleep, but I'm good. I
He
can
really
turn up
asleep.
for you guys.
He was on an overnight before he died.
Yeah.
Yeah, really, we're just vibing, but it has been like 3 hours.
So
I'm
quick
totally
3
down. We
hours.
That shit ran
Yeah.
quick. Yeah.
I'm down. We could. I mean, if Ram's asleep, we should let him get some rest and.
Yeah.
Cool. I'm down to schedule for. Do we want to try for next week?
Damn. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Let's do it for next Sunday. Cool, guys. Well, it was fun. Hopefully you guys. And now you guys got some extra people, and you guys can decide if you want to keep them along or not. But I was kind of trying to make Snuffle for you for a. You guys could use somebody who's got some tech as a helper.
Just a little kit repair guy.
Yeah. I mean, maybe we bring Chris into these games.
Yeah, that'd be okay too.
Yeah, man. Thanks for listening.
Yeah, thanks again. Those radio pieces you do are great. You got the radio voice down.
To learn what happens, keep listening. This show is brought to you ad-free by privilege. No ads, no Patreon, just a cishet white man with disposable income and time. It is performed, edited, and all that good stuff by Redstone Archender. The story is powered by the game Ironsworn, Starforged by Shawn Tomkin. Outro by Glitter Snitchel, channeling the spirits. This has been a Sofa King Cool production.